She's as prolific as she is pro-Obama. A mystery woman has written a letter to the editor in more than 40 newspapers, defending the president against his critics. Her name, Ellie Light. Her aim, countering the right. In a letter published in the Chillicothe Gazette in Ohio, I don't even know what that means. Light writes, today the president is being attacked as if he were a salesman who promised us that our problems would wash off in the morning. He never made such a promise. It's time for Americans to realize governing is hard work and that a president can't just wave a magic wand and fix everything. Now, a crapload of similar letters have appeared in dozens of other papers all over the world, and it begs the question, who is Ellie Light? The internet's abuzz about her identity, with some speculating she's part of an AstroTurf campaign to boost Obama's dwindling stature. FYI, AstroTurfing is an orchestrated campaign made to look grassroots or spontaneous when it's actually as phony as Nancy Pelosi's cheekbones. Now, some think Ellie is really an advisor, or Michelle Obama, or even the president himself. Well, Red Eye can now reveal exclusively who she really is. A positive delight. That's who she is.
Just type in "call me Ishmael."
Yeah,
amazing.
So. Jim, isn't this what I love about this woman is that she actually believes that people still or actually ever read letters to the editors in the newspaper.
I don't know why anybody cares about this woman. She's a nerd who sits at home all day, desperate for attention. She's probably horrible to look at, so she writes letters to the... I've written over 100 letters to Penthouse Forum. Why does nobody try to track me down?
Exactly. But you know what? I've read those, and I think they're marvelous.
They're all true.
They really are.
He's happy no one's tracking you down. They're all illegal.
They always involve a car wash and cut off jeans.
Yes.
You were in the cutout.
And me being booed and laughed at sexually.
Oh. Hey, Jonathan, I got to say, the bigger story here is that the letters got published. If these were letters written by a Republican bashing Obama, maybe one out of, I don't know, a couple of hundred would have made it in.
Well, Greg, but honestly, no one's reading this anyway. I mean, honestly, a letter to the editor in the local paper is probably about as much effect as, putting a bumper sticker on your car. But I got to tell you, I mean, if I wrote fraudulent letters, fraudulating my identity, to local papers to try to get people to invest with me, they would throw me in jail for fraud. I mean, I think if people who support the president's policies had to resort to essentially, fraud to make the point, I think it's pretty sad.
Well, here's a question, Tamara. I don't, if it's just a lady putting out letters, I don't really care. It's no big deal. It's just weird that somebody would do it of her own volition. Like, I wouldn't go out on my own and do this. Do you think that this is part of some kind of other campaign, a AstroTurfing?
It kind of seems like it because Obama, I almost said Bush, Obama created this White House to Main Street, agenda where he's going to go in a bus, and the biggest letter in Cleveland came after he was in Cleveland talking about Main Street in America. So it's interesting that this person is popping up right after Obama. So it's a little fishy. It smells funny.
Wow.
It smells kind of like Bill.
So like speed stick.
You took my transition away. I was going to say that. Bill, are we being a little too hard on this woman? Maybe she just cares too much.
She does care. First of all, doesn't Ellie Light sound like a low-calorie wine cooler?
It really does.
Ellie Light. It sounds like late 80s. I think Ellie Light would be
marketed towards women.
Exactly. It's priority taken. But I'm going to say that this is actually a Republican campaign. Ellie Light was created by the Republicans to embarrass Obama. I know you people at home are saying, "Oh, Bill, what do you mean by that?" Well, I'll tell you what I mean.
That was incredible.
Let's look.
That's how our viewers sound.
Bill, what are you thinking? Well, I'll tell you exactly what I'm thinking. Ellie, let's look at the word Ellie. Short for Elephant, the mascot for the GOP. Light rhymes with right. Greg, get me a chalkboard. Get me a chalkboard, sir.
Jim, what would be worse, if this person is a real fan of Obama or somebody created by the Obama campaign? It's almost scary to have somebody like that support you.
I think something in between would be worse, Greg.
Yes.
It's like I say in my book, Agree to Disagree. We have to allow different opinions, yet we don't have to go with them.
I love that.
I just said absolutely nothing.
Yeah, that was actually, I bought that book for my mother, and she loved it.
It's not out yet.
Oh, damn. All right. To the Gregalogue. It's a penguin of perception. Oh, that's so adorable. Well, if you're like me, and congratulations if you are, Then you try to enjoy your weekends. For example, I spent last Saturday in bed watching my favorite soaps, eating donut holes basted in NyQuil. I call them happy holes. After 7 of them, you think you're an Angkoran rabbit. And this leads me to a key lesson in life. NyQuil rules, but also, you know you truly succeeded in life when your adversaries aren't having fun on their weekends. When someone who hates you spends their Saturdays consumed by hating you, then you can safely say you've won without even raising a finger. I mention this because I received a press release on Saturday, from none other than Media Matters. Yep, instead of playing t-ball with their kids, or their ferrets dressed as kids, this outlet of internal misery just had to publish a press release about Fox News' coverage of Haiti. While everyone else is trying to do actual stuff on a Saturday, Media Matters is still using the earthquake to hammer its #1 enemy / one true love. The press release came to me on my BlackBerry, and it filled me with sadness for Media Matters. I wanted to invite them over for paninis. I'd won a grill in a raffle and been dying to try it out. On food this time. But instead, here's some advice, Double M. The weekends are for your family, your hobbies, your festering addiction to prescription meds. It's not for obsessing over your adversaries. No, you should notice a trend by now. The more you whine, the higher Fox News climbs. I can't imagine how lonely you must be right now, but I bet Robot Theater can.
David, what are you doing here? It's Saturday morning. Shouldn't you be home, in bed, with your life-size pillow of Keith Olbermann?
Fox News doesn't take weekends off, so why should I? I have to get this press release out.
But it's Saturday morning. And you smell.
I smell.
Well, you've always smelled. But now it's worse. Like cat excrement.
I am sad. It doesn't matter what Media Matters does, Fox News just keeps growing. It's like a giant pimple on my back.
We need to do something to boost morale.
Like a party. Let's throw a party.
That's a great idea. Who do we know?
Do you know anyone?
Oh well, I suppose I should bring the lotion.
Yes, lotion is all we have.
Oh, I love that. Jim, were you ever obsessed by something so much that it forced you to devote your weekends to writing letters and crazy things, or did you get over it?
I get over it pretty quickly. Once I kill the object of my obsession,
Yes.
I tend to move on to the next person. But no, I mean, I obsess and it's unhealthy, but no, I don't do much about it. I talk about it on stage.
There you go. So you have your own little outlet there.
I despise Media Matters, by the way.
Yeah.
They're repulsive.
I think they're fun.
Yeah, but considering them an unbiased media outlet, it's like calling Hustler a legitimate study of anatomy. they're just creeps and they lean left, and all they want to do is whine about Fox. It's like, enough already.
No.
Stop it.
J-Ho, what do you do on the weekends, and do you film it?
I don't go to Media Matters, Greg, honestly. I mean, my attention is very focused on Saturdays. I go for a little run and maybe a little steam, have a little breakfast. I'm not, surfing Media Matters. And people can send out press releases day or night. I mean, I get seemingly hundreds of them, and, most of them end up, immediately in the delete key. So I think you're right. The more Media Matters seems to whine, Fox News ratings climb higher and higher. So I don't give them the benefit of my attention or my time.
Would you have us believe that you have breakfast in a steam room? That's disgusting. That is gross.
I steam first.
Talk about wilting corn.
Then I eat.
Ugh.
Tamara, last word. You can just agree with me if you like.
I agree with you. I have nothing to say other than I love Fox, and Media Matters needs to be Media Doesn't Matter.
More like Media Flatters. Well done, Tamara. She'll be back.
All right. Well, this upcoming